There's a couple songs I do not want to get off the stage without playing. One of them is a song that, I always say this, that my mother taught me more about writing than anybody else. Any seminar I ever took, any book on writing I ever read. She told me something that when I was very, very young, I was, I always wrote stories, wrote poems and plays, and even the most half-assed attempts, my mother always told me, they're brilliant. Oh, you're going to do something, Bob. Oh, you keep writing. And you know what? So, of course, you believe that because, you can't know how lousy you are when you first start doing any art. You got it, when you first start, you got to think you're pushing Hemingway off the edge, man. So she kept that going for me until I was, I think, probably a freshman in college. And one day, I read her one of my things, or she read one of my things, and she told me, well, that's really good. And I saw something in her eyes. I saw that she was working at this. So I said, Mom, come on now, tell me something. You read a lot. Tell me what you're thinking here. And she said, well, Bob, I'll tell you something. She said, you care very much that people like your characters, don't you? And I said, well, yeah. She said, don't do that. She said, don't try to make your characters likable. Don't try to make people like you. Don't make people hate your villains. She said, find something that is common to all human beings and write honestly about that. And then it won't matter if most people get you or not, because a few people will, and they're the ones that are going to count. So I wrote this about, yeah, it's wise, isn't it? I wish I could take credit for it, but anyway, this is I wrote about 6 months after my mother died. I always wished that she could have heard this because this is, I think, the thing that is common to all people. This is called Someone to Adore. Complicated man, I'm not that hard to understand. I need what everybody needs. Down in my simple soul I bleed for what the world is yearning for. Someone to adore. Someone to adore. The song that swells in every beating human heart. The theme that throbs in every classic work of art. The drive that draws a man to churches and to whores. Someone to adore. Somewhere a man is on his knees. His wife is dying by degrees. He calls to God and tries to trust. As another woman stirs his lust, he hates his weakness to the core. For someone to adore. Someone to adore. He can't believe his prayers for healing coexist with dark desires to feel a stranger's vibrant kiss. The roots are twisted, but the limbs are stretching sure. Someone to adore. Constant, the infinite streams find the shore. The source of perfect peace, the cause of every savage war. Someone to adore. Last night I woke in the waning moon. I felt my mother in the room. She said the world must hear your voice. Don't be afraid, you have a choice in how you open up the door for someone to adore. Someone to adore. And so I sing tonight, my hands are reaching out, out through the walls and past the jagged rocks of doubt. Beyond my limits, I can feel my spirit soar with someone to adore.